Gabrielle Union. Gabrielle Union reveals that she felt entitled to cheat on her first husband, Chris Howard, after his affairs. Let me scroll down a little bit because I think it was quite interesting what she said. She said that I was like, oh, that's what you're doing. Union explained of her back and forth cheating strategy with Howard. You're going to feel this one. She eventually came to understand that she was internally missing something within herself and became horny for validation and having certain kinds of guys like me and want me. Union added, I wanted to feel like I was worthy and good and valuable and deserving. So what do you guys thoughts about that? I know we briefly talked about it. Humble Dad, this must be your first time hearing it, sir. I'm going to start with you, man. I know you always tend to go somewhere in the middle to last, but let me go ahead and start with you. What are your thoughts about that?
Did you say that she said she got horny?
It says that she became horny for validation and having certain kinds of guys like me and want me, Union added. I wanted to feel like I was worthy and good and valuable and deserving.
So like she felt movie Halle Berry. Make me feel
Mr. Lego, your name is not mine. Come on, bro. All right. I'm just playing. Hey, listen, this is what's crazy. If she feels validated to give herself away to dudes, then she really didn't value herself, right? She really was, in my estimation, if she's giving herself away to dudes, she feels less than who she thinks she is. Because when a woman gives herself away, she's giving herself away typically to a dude that she feels is worthy of her, you know, and for her to say, you know what, I'm going to give I'm horny because my husband was she's horny for attention. Basically, I guess that would be what she's internalizing. But unfortunately, she's doing damage to herself more so than the guys. And then, as we've said previously on other times, she gave it away for free. Like these dudes didn't even have to work for her attention or her box, as we say. And that's interesting that she decides. Was this a recent thing that she said?
Yeah, no, it came out 3 days ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I would then venture to say that it's another media attention grabbing moment, because they seem to do that on oftentimes when the crowd has died down from talking about them. So I would say that it's really just a money grab, if anything. And I would wonder what Dwayne Wade would kind of feel about that. But I kind of have an idea, but I digress.
Dwayne Wade wanted to watch.
All right,
look, man. Saweetie is her cousin. That right there says a lot. I'm wondering. It makes you wonder.
That don't mean nothing, bro. Like, I got cousins. They don't rock like I rock.
Yeah, man. But most cousins do. It's always exceptions to the rule, but that don't make the rule. And I wonder how that family is. And then you got Dwayne Wade, and there's, I guess I'm supposed to say daughter, Zaya. I forget Zaya. It's
Zaya. Respect his pronouns, Shannon. Respect his pronouns. Her pronouns, pardon.
And so for her, she's 50 years old. She's my age. And so for her to say, you know what, I cheated back, you know, and I think there's a song out right now that's out by Coi Leray. It's like, I'm a player too, or girls are players too, or some shit like that. I forget how the song goes. And so it's just like the conditioning of just your pussy is worthless, ladies. Just use it for your pleasure. This is a pleasure tool. And do what you use it to make you feel good, regardless of any of the repercussions that can come with that, regardless of the fact that you are a receptacle of love. Just cheat. If your husband was a hoe, you be a hoe. Not if your husband was cheating and he broke his vows and he was lying to you. Go and leave him. Go and find somebody else that's going to respect you the way you feel you need to be respected. Instead, do that also and cheat back. That's crazy to me. And to be horny for validation for some dick. So, because we could say it like it really is. I know it was all politically correct in the article and whatnot, but what it's basically saying is, I felt like, just like Humble Dad said, I felt so low that I needed some dick to make me feel better about who I am. Not to make me have an orgasm, but to make me feel better as to who I am. And the only way for me to do that is to go get fucked by somebody else, so I can match what my husband was doing to me. So I can say, oh, you gonna feel this, or whatever she said. Revenge fucking. That is wild to me. But then it's not surprising when I hear the things coming from her family members, when I hear the things coming from her husband, when I see the decisions that they're making as a family, when I see the fucking the clout chasing, it almost seems like, you know, I'm wondering, like, when, you know, what was her last movie? Bad Boys 2? I haven't seen her in it. So is this what they got to go through just to stay relevant? That's weird to me. So that's my thoughts on that, man. Ladies, don't use your pussy to make you feel better.
The number one thing that I always have said when it comes to women is men usually go out and hurt other people when they feel a certain kind of way. Well, they need some money, they feel desperate, they need attention, whatever. They're going to go punch somebody in the face, rob somebody. They're going to do something to somebody else, right? But when a woman feels hurt, this is what's sad. They always go out and hurt themselves. And it's the weirdest thing in the world. So neither is right, but I would rather do something to somebody else than do something to myself, you know? But it's like virtually every time a woman needs to get some type of vindication or some type of revenge or whatever, she hurts herself, you know? And it's just like, it's the saddest thing in the world. Just like everything Shane said, like, you only hurting yourself. You don't gave a man some free ass and you think somebody else is hurting from that?
Oh, hell.
You know, I'm mad I ain't getting none of it. Like, it's just stupid.
In her mind, Aaron, that's what she thinks she's doing. She's saying, oh, you gonna feel this, so she fucks somebody else.
Right. You know, so this is what women do. They always go hurt themselves in order to hurt another person. But when a man goes to hurt another person, he hurts another person. Both are wrong, but one is logical and one is just dumb and asinine and backwards.
I mean, it sounds like a situation to where they should have never been together to begin with. I think both of them was caught up in their ego, and then they came into the relationship and felt like, well, hey, I shouldn't have to give up my options. Well, I think Gabby was probably more invested than he was. She said dude was an athlete, so you already know what that comes with. You know what I'm saying? So she going in there with delusion, thinking she's gonna be the only woman, and then when she caught him violating, probably a couple times, because that's how women typically do. Most women don't just go out and cheat on the first time that they catch you. But you know, he probably violated a few times, and then she was like, "Man, I'm tired of this shit. I'm about to go do the same thing." And thing is that as wrong as it is, part of me gets it because I'm extremely vindictive. And you know, that's the fastest way to hurt a man's soul is messing with his woman. Shit, you could steal a man woman and steal a man money and he'll be okay. But if somebody hit his girl, different ball game, you know what I'm saying? So I think she understood that concept and tried to use it against him, and then it got to a point to where they just going back and forth so much. Even in the article, it said they sat in front of the therapist, and the therapist was like, well, shit, y'all, the only thing y'all got in common is that y'all like other people, so what the hell y'all even doing together? So, you know, again, it's a situation where the foundation was wrong, and when the foundation was wrong, it ain't shit that you can do exterior that's going to fix that. And, you know, her behavior was just a reflection of that. So that's what I think it was. In terms of whether or not she's wrong, I mean, obviously. But, I mean, shit, he was just as wrong. So y'all both signed up for monogamy. Nobody honored that. It is what it is.
Trill, do women and men cheat for different reasons?
Depends on the woman. Generally, I say yeah. Generally, shit, now that I'm thinking about it. Aside from just men who just cheat because the sun is up on Saturday, I think both of them cheat for similar reasons. It's just in different ballparks. It typically comes from gratitude or feeling like you're not being valued as much as you should be in your relationship. Because again, like most men, like what's the first thing they'll tell you is like, oh man, I ain't got to deal with this at my other girl house. I show up, she just do whatever, whatever. She make me feel like a man a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? But with women, it's the same thing. They missing something in a relationship. Like he's always gone. He's not, showing me no kind of intimacy, and he doesn't appreciate me. So she'll fuck with the lawn man or, somebody else that has the time to quote unquote appreciate her and show her the consideration that her man is not. So even though that they are for slightly different reasons, they in the same family. It all boils down to gratitude. Aside from, like I said, men who just cheat because the sun is up.
Or not feeling fulfilled in their relationship. So they want to go find it somewhere else because they don't see it in that particular relationship is another one.
All right. Well, let me get Eric in there.
I mean, I pretty much agree with everybody's saying. The other thing is this too, is that like just the message in society, man, says that that's okay to do. You know what I'm saying? Like every movie, every song, like real talk, there's really not very many people saying the things that we're saying right now. Like this is an anomaly. This is not normal. Like this conversation really ain't normal. Like soon as people turn this off, they're going to go and hit a rap song or, you know what I'm saying, hit some R&B, and it's going to tell them to do exactly what she did. Or somebody gonna be bragging about doing exactly what she did. So I guess I'm approaching it from the standpoint, everybody right. And she's hurting herself, and it's stupid, and it's retarded, and everything's up. But then as soon as you get off of here, you're gonna be right back in that world again. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, people gonna make the choice that the world dictates to them. So that's what I have to say about that.
Go ahead, Ali.
Man, I don't even know. It really don't even matter anymore to me. I mean, if we talking as men on the panel, coming from, I guess, the beginnings we came from, it hurts the reputation of, her reputation, the man's reputation. If they got children, it hurts the children's reputation as well, too. And if she tries to get a future relationship, I mean, if we all just saw what she did, you think it hurt her reputation. But like Brother Eric just said right now, I think it's a different world. I think women not being accountable today, they get rewarded for it. And she got a Dwayne Wade. So in today's society, I don't know if it even matters anymore what people are doing. But in the core of things, we talking about morality. If she's a good quality woman, it preserves her reputation, she can just get a good man again, another great man. If brothers actually valued her and she just went to go get another man and people saw that she was a respectable woman, she could just go get another good man. But now that she did that act, I don't think most men will go after her, and whoever dates her is going to date her because of her name, which I think in her current situation, I think what's going on. But like I said, it tarnishes her reputation to credible men, to men who don't care and date superficial women. It don't matter.
All right, go ahead, Trigger Mike.
Yeah, so I definitely like what everybody said, but I'm stuck on the title a little bit where you said she felt entitled to cheat. That's where I'm getting like a little itch, because I believe it's all spoiled from the get-go because of the woman's mindset, especially in America. All right. So it's a part of that equality narrative that everybody keep pushing. Right. So women chronically misunderstand what a man's loyalty is. And it's been proven that it's not his sexual fidelity. All right. So if you feel like you need to cheat back to get, back at him, you're misunderstanding what him cheating might have meant in the first place. Right. Honestly, I mean, just truthfully, we understand that many people don't go into it saying to their woman, I want other women. Right. They're usually hurt by that deception part of it. So, if that is present, then I can see why, she would take that route. But I mean, women can't go tit for tat with men in the cheating arena. That's not what women of virtue do, and there's examples of that all around the world. When we say it all the time in these panels, men dominate when we have sex. Women get dominated. There is no empowerment in being dominated. Like, it's a technical fact. So women need to understand that outright. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better than Mr. Let Go said it. You out there hurting yourself. There is no promiscuous woman in all of history that's highly exalted with her pictures all over the world somewhere saying she smashed her way through life. She didn't give a damn about nothing. She raised bad kids who ended up just like her. There's no statue anywhere glorifying that type of woman. So we need to kind of recognize that as well.
Go ahead, Ricky Williams.
It's Gabrielle Union. I mean, entitled to cheat, whether he did it or not, it was in her. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm really starting to grow understanding that most women require validation through their vagina. Right? And it's looking like, you know, the more I get deeper into this, that they'll do it at any cost. Bad guy, good guy, simp, alpha. She needed to feel validated, and that's why she did it. All right. And the question ain't that she felt entitled. The fact is, again, how can she feel bad as a woman and wanted him to stand on fidelity when she wouldn't?
Did you hear what I said?
But she'd be found justified in this case, correct? Most people will say, hey, it's the game. Right? But again, women, y'all expect us to have standards for y'all that y'all don't have for yourselves. So you mad at him for stepping out, but instead of you leaving and be a woman of some conviction, a woman of standard, you did it too. Because the truth is, if we want to be honest with it, right, you was cool with it till you wasn't cool with it no more. But that's a different conversation.
Go ahead, RJD. You're on mute. There you go.
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties right now. Bro, like I just think of it. She felt like she wanted to get back at him by using her body. It doesn't make sense. Like I'm with Lego on this one. That's not a normal thing. Me and Lego don't normally agree, but I'm with him on this one. Like you can't drink the poison and expect somebody else to get, you know what I mean, to take the harm from it. So like her using her body to get back at him, that for me, that don't fly. She did it because she wanted to do it. She just wanted to get her rocks off with somebody different. I don't really think it had nothing to do with him. She just wanted to get her own rocks off and feel how she wanted to feel doing what she wanted to do.
I think she always wanted that dude, really, probably, even when she was trying to be good. But, you know, in the side of her eyes, she was looking at him all the time. So this was her chance to go ahead and smash with a reason.
The article says that they did it to each other on numerous occasions. It was almost like a tit for tat based on what the article is saying. You cheated, so I'm gonna cheat. Instead of just leaving, that's why the council was like, I mean, y'all want other people, so why are y'all with each other? Like it doesn't make sense. It's really a an internal I would say self-esteem issue. Like they feel like the only people at the time that would validate themselves was each other, saying that, listen, you did something wrong and you know that I did something wrong, so let's be together. When in essence, you actually are destroying yourself and your marriage at the same time. But it took somebody else on the outside of their marriage to tell them that they didn't need to be together. That's crazy. Like they would, if they did not go to counseling, they would have continued the same circus that they was doing, and they both would say that they were validating themselves. So that just goes to tell you, as Ricky alluded to, like they think that sex is the thing that matters the most in a relationship, when it doesn't. There are so many other elements as it relates to being in a relationship, as it alluding to marriage, that they missed altogether. I don't even have an idea why. That's probably the reason why they got married, because the sex was what it was. And then there was no other substance that connect them or something. And then they tried to find it in other people to try to validate themselves. So altogether, it's crazy that they had to have somebody else tell them that they didn't need to be together.
Let me get psychological a little bit. When you dating a woman, and when a woman is dating a man, but with this king talk, so we talking about women. When you're dating a woman, it's important for you to get a good understanding of what her coping mechanism, her primary coping mechanisms are. So say something happens to her in her life. You cheat on her, somebody dies or whatever, right? What is her coping mechanism to cope with that sadness? Everybody has a primary coping mechanism that they go to when it comes to dealing with extreme sadness or hurt, right? Some dudes might go gamble. You know, women may go to food, or men or women may go to sex. Some people, women start buying all kinds of stuff on Amazon. It may be attention, start showing her ass on social media a little bit more, twirling around and dancing or whatever, just to get attention. So, or sometimes it could be solitude, where you just stay to yourself, you don't want to talk to nobody, you just ball up in a little corner and just, you know, just be by yourself. So when you're dating somebody, it's important for you to know, or drinking, you're right, drinking. It's important for you to know what that person's primary coping mechanism is, because you're not going to see it while y'all are happy. It may be 2 years down the road, they dealing with some depression, and you don't know that when they actually go through something, they want to bust it wide open, and you never knew that. And you looking at her like, yo, I never knew, because she never was dealing with this type of depression or sadness before. Everybody does something mechanically where they may be able to control it, but we steer towards something mechanically when we go through something really deep and hurtful. Some people just stay in the bed all the time. Some people drink. It's something. And it's important for you to know what yours is. And it's important for you to know what the woman's is, because she could turn around and shock the hell out of you out of her actions, simply because she could turn around and get fat just because somebody in her family died. Next thing you know, you like, yo, you good? Like, why you eating a little too much? And she don't even know why she doing it. But if you had a good understanding, like, oh, damn, her aunt died, and now you're like, all right, there's an issue. Everybody has a primary coping mechanism, especially women.
Can I throw a curveball real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I
think my brother was ashamed to ask, do women cheat for different reasons? What if, just knowing the back history of something else I'm gonna bring onto the panel too, what if the brother cheated because she didn't feel validated with him and she never really wanted to be with him? And like someone said, she cheated with this brother because this is a brother she really wanted to deal with. Because do y'all remember Dwayne Wade had an outside kid while they were temporarily kind of broken up because of their busy schedules, and it messed her up. And instead of doing the same thing back to him, she worked harder on staying with Dwayne Wade. So, you know, in the same respect, did she feel like maybe there was something she might have been doing wrong? She wanted to work harder to keep her relationship so that it wouldn't get out and be like, look, you having problems with men. So she worked on that relationship where she didn't go to work on